Hello and welcome to this week's Profit Maximizer Moment. This one's a good one. Anyways, this show is dedicated to, well, let's start over. Hello and welcome to this week's Profit Maximizer Moment. Don't know what happened there. I got a blink and then it came back on. This show is dedicated to helping business owners dramatically improve their bottom line with our weekly profit maximizing tips that you can use now. I'm your host and coach, Wayne Belisle. I'm also the founder of a local CPA firm that works with business owners to help them make more money, keep more of it from the IRS. I do that with our profit coaching programs and with our tax planning system, which has saved my clients over $6.8 million over the last 5 years, all legally. Love my clients, but I don't want to share a jail cell with them. In today's video, I'm going to learn how you can get up to $100,000 free money, if you started your business after 2/15/2020. Hold on a second, I messed up. Shut the door, so swear is tooting. We're going to get ignored. We're going to get interrupted, I mean. All right, my bad. Sorry about that. All right. But first, let's talk. Today's show comes from Profit Maximizing Publisher, which is the publisher of my new book, The 90-Day Profit Reset. I always, like I said, have a hard time holding it. Basically, it's truthfully, which the book shows you how to get independence from a reduced cash flow, shrinking margins, and evaporating customer base. And in this book, you'll find chapter after chapter, idea after idea about how you can turn around your business and reset your profits from red to black in 90 days or fewer. Even entrepreneurs who are making a ton of money can learn from this book. Sorry, man, disjointed today. It's been a crazy year. Let's be honest about it. IRS just keeps throwing stuff at us, and the Congress just keeps throwing stuff at us. And I've been able to help a lot of my clients with PPP loans and employee retention credits, but the people that I really felt kind of bad for are the ones that walk into my office and they started a business during COVID. I mean, lousy timing. They started it, end of February, March, had plans to even open during the summer. They just didn't qualify for anything, honestly. I mean, they very much didn't qualify. All right. Um, it's probably as tough a time to start a business as I've ever seen. Now we're coming out of COVID, but things have changed. So we have a situation where during COVID, truthfully, people's buying patterns have changed. They're buying much more stuff online. They're getting, they're picking up from stores. They're not going in. They're not shopping. It's starting to change slowly but surely, and we're starting to see it. But the people that started their businesses really were the ones that struggled. Okay, some businesses that I spoke to even have scaled down their plans. Instead of hiring a ton of people, they're really looking at holding off hiring, maybe doing more of the work themselves. Here's a way that was kind of what was. Sorry about that. My camera's slipping, and there it goes again. Told you it has been a zoo. All right, we'll just do it there. All right, it'll slip again. My bad. I need to figure out a way to do that. Let's look at the solution. All right, and this is relatively new. The employee retention credit I've discussed before. It's for people that have a 20% drop from like the first any quarter of 2021 versus the same quarter in 2019, or in 2020 you had to have a 50% drop, and it's really quite a good deal. I mean, you can get up to 70% of your income. I'm sorry, 70% of of each employee's wages up to $10,000. So I can get $7,000 per employee if I pay them all $10,000. If I pay, five people $10,000, I can get $35,000 each quarter that I am 20% down. But I wasn't in business in 19, so the employee retention credit doesn't really help. All right. So what they did is in the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021, they come up with all these weird names, but I go by date. There was one in March last year, there was one in December, there was one in August, one in December, and now one in March again this year. This is the latest one. All right. It says if you started your business after February 15th, 2020, literally you could start today. All right, you could start tomorrow. You can qualify for up to $50,000 for the third and $50,000 for the fourth quarter. It's free money. It's not a loan. It's not like the PPP loan where you have to get it forgiven or anything like that. You're not dealing with the IRS. I mean, sorry, you're not dealing with the SBA. This is through the IRS. Now, a couple things have. Now, this is only for the third and fourth quarter. So it's wages that you pay in the third and fourth quarter. Three things have to happen. First, you have to begin, like I said, you have to begin your business after February 15, 2020. You could start today. All right. Second, you have to have average annual gross receipts of $1 million or less. Average. All right. So if I start my business today and I do $1 million between now and the end of the year, I won't qualify because my average would be divide the million by 6, multiply times 12. I'm going to end up with a $2 million average. Okay. But so this is aimed at small businesses. And you don't meet any of the ERC, the regular employee retention test, the suspended operations test, or the gross receipts test before this was passed. All right. That were in place before. Suspended operations means you were forced shut. All right. So let's talk about that. If you were a restaurant and you opened up March of last year, congratulations on horrible timing. But you had enough money, you were shut down. You qualify under that. All right. So you won't qualify here. But, you really just won't work. But if you started the business and you're not over $1 million and you weren't in an industry that wasn't forced to shut down, this could really work. So how do you do it? How's the calculation? Well, let's use my example. If I have 4 people making $10,000 each, all right, in the third quarter, I got 4 salespeople who do well, so if I do the math, that's easy. 4 times 10 is 40,000. All right, times 0.7, I can get $28,000 that quarter. I don't need to prove anything. I don't need to do anything. I don't need to file. It goes on my 941. There's a special calculation there. Make sure the IRS the Biden administration is trying to put more money for audits. So make sure you have all the backup and you didn't mess this up. Get with somebody that knows what they're doing in this area to help you. Okay. If you had the same, let's say I did 8 people that did $10,000 each. So, I got $80,000 times 0.7. That's $56,000 in the fourth quarter. Well, I can't. The most I can do is $50,000 in the fourth quarter. So the maximum I can do is $50,000. So I'm all right. And this really is designed for small businesses that are just getting started. So if you know somebody, this is one they need to go look at. All right. There is a wrinkle. All right. There is one thing you need to watch out for. You can't deduct the wages that you used here. But this is the same with the employee retention credit. Once I get them, I can't deduct them. So if I'm in a 25% bracket and I save $100,000, I'm basically only saving $75,000 because I can't deduct the 100,000 times 25%. I'm just making it simple so the math's easy. All right, but I'll do that all day. I'll trade dollars for quarters all day. I'll give you a quarter, you give me $1, I'm cool. So that's the way to think about this. Yeah, it's going to raise my tax bill, but I have the money. So if you qualify for the employee retention credit or any of those things, make sure you set aside in a savings account some money to pay the tax that you're on the wages that you're not going to be able to deduct. That's smart business, okay? Takeaway, this new law has added a huge incentive for starting a new business too. It works like this. Your business can qualify for the employee retention credit on 70% of the qualified wages paid to each employee up to $10,000 for each of the last 2 quarters of 2021 with an overall maximum credit of $50,000 per quarter. So if you're thinking about starting a business, man, this is the time to think about it. This is the time to do it. So if you know anybody who's doing it, this is huge because all I have to do to qualify is have started my business after February 15, 2020. I don't need to have a reduction in sales. I don't have to be forced to be shut. The only thing I need to do is be under $1 million, have there's 3 things. Be under $1 million, have employees, and started the business after February 15th, including now or going forward through the rest of the year. All right? So make sure, man, if you know anybody at all who is starting a business. Man, let them know about this. This is huge, especially if they have employees. All right. Look, thanks so much for listening. Sorry about the little bit of a mess, and I'm a little disjointed today, man. I got so much work going on. It's crazy. I wish the April 15th deadlines were back instead of coming May 15th and June 15th in Texas, Oklahoma, and Louisiana. I wish we were back on April 15th filing extensions and get our life back. But that's just not the way this year's been. So, hey, until next time, thanks so much for listening. I'll see you next week with another profit maximizing tip, and let's keep working together to make this our most profitable year ever. Thank you very much. And let's end.